Anyway, moving on, like this video. Speaking of somebody else who lied, blatantly lied, just lied. It was a lie. He knew it when he said it, was Miss Lawrence. And I like Miss Lawrence too. But I think Miss Lawrence must have did this to help his friend Kenya. Miss Lawrence was on Carlos King's podcast, in my Wendy Williams voice podcast. And it was a very interesting. I gotta say, this is one interview that I could say that I could watch because I watched it for whatever reason. And Miss Lawrence, I love watching historical context of housewife stuff, and I love seeing the old heads who were there when the show first started, and their thoughts about the path of where the show is going today and all of that. So it was a good interview. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. However, come on. There was some mistruths spoken during this live stream where Ms. Lawrence told Carlos King that Kenya Moore was not fired. And I'm like, how can you? What? Hold on. I want to hear him say it because I can't remember his exact words. But when he even said it, I was like, now that's a lie. Hold on. Let's listen. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer. Section 107. Copyright Act allowance made fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teacher scholarship, and research. We are researching. Hold on.
This upcoming season has not aired. But obviously, Kenya Moore had a hair show at her salon.
And again, the upcoming season has not aired and will not air until 2025. People were hoping that it would have aired in November, but clearly it is not. But moving on, hold on.
You were, there. Mm-hmm. What can you say to the world about how?
And he was there. I saw him. Remember, I was sitting in my car. I said, "Hey, Miss Lawrence." He's like, "Hey, girl." Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What Kenya is doing, because you were actually there when that whole thing went down.
You know what's funny? I wasn't there when that happened. I was there. I did the part Kenya asked me to do.
Now you hear all of him and the hawing. I wasn't there when that happened. So let's finish her.
Which was Judge, a hair show and Cynthia was there. And I left right afterwards. Now, everything that happened after, I was like, what happened? I could.
If you don't know what happened, Miss Lawrence, how you gonna say definitively what didn't happen?
I didn't believe all this. I didn't know. I was like, well, I didn't see none of that. So I don't know what y'all talking about. But yeah, I don't know. And I talked.
And just because you didn't see it does not mean that it did not happen, friend. We got the audio, we got the visuals, we got the cardboards that was on the thing with the insurance fraud on it. We got all that. We already went down. We already did our investigative research, and we already got the receipts. So why is he going back in time and talking about this? But hold on.
After Kenya, maybe a month after that happened. Kenya's good. Mm-hmm. Kenya is good. I learned that the rumors were not true, that she wasn't fired, that she wasn't suspended.
So she wasn't fired and she wasn't suspended, but she no longer works on the show. That's weird. Hold on.
They, to my understanding, had just paused her part of our side of the production.
Him and the How you gonna pause her side of the production? What that mean? Does that mean suspended? Her side of the production is paused. They're no longer working on her side of the production. What does that mean? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments.
That's pretty much all that I know. Do I think it's fair? No, I don't.
What don't you think is fair? What don't you think is fair? You just said it did nothing happen. He just said that he didn't see nothing. He don't know nothing. He heard that she not suspended or fired, but he don't think it's fair. What does he not think is fair? That she wasn't suspended or fired? Is that what he doesn't think is fair? I mean, that's a weird thing to say.
I know. Do I think it's fair? No, I don't. Because the show was built off of the shadiest and nastiest drama and shade and reading you could possibly think of. So I was very surprised and taken back that, you know, she had to suffer in whatever way.
Wait, don't you? I love catching people in lies. I love it. This is what I live for. I am a blogger. I love receipts. I love researching. Okay, I just sit here and giggle, and I let people say what they say, and I dissect their words. So exactly, Facebook people suffer. What did she suffer? Like, what is unfair? What are the things? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. If there was no damages, she didn't do what they said she did. Okay. She wasn't suspended as I said she was. She wasn't fired as I said she was. Like, well, what is the problem that's so unfair and shouldn't have happened?
That, you know, she had to suffer
and what
in whatever way because of what transpired. And what exactly transpired, I have no idea. The severity of whatever the repercussions were, I have no idea. But just based on what I've read, I'm like, well, that's not fair. If what they're saying is true.
He just said 4 things and none of them was true. Like, wait, first he said she wasn't suspended or fired. Then he said that it wasn't fair. And then he said, well, if it's true, what? Anyway. Shout out to Carlos King and Miss Lawrence. Y'all go watch the interview. Everything else was pretty good. Except, you know, I'm not gonna play no more clips because I don't want to get copywritten. There was a part where Miss Lawrence was saying he was the reason that all of the girls had reads. Like, he was the reason Kenya learned how to pop her fan and brought props to the show, which in turn to me meant that he was the reason that Porsha dragged Kenya across that stage, and he was the reason that Carlos King had to pick Porsha up and take her in the back. Miss Lawrence was the reason. He just kept saying how, you know, it was him behind the scenes teaching all the girls to read. And I was like, oh, okay, well, Miss Lawrence is the reason the Housewives was the Housewives then. I mean, forget Dwight Eubanks, honey. Forget Dwight. You gave Greg $10,000. Forget him. Sheree, a fashion without no fashions. Forget Dwight, honey. Forget Derek J, who was in the midst of Kim and Nene's fighting over Sweetie being a slave. Forget Derek J. It was all Miss Lawrence. Y'all need to bow down and give Miss Lawrence his props for making Housewives the sensation that it was. Forget Nene Leakes. I mean, I think Miss Lawrence played a part, just like Derek J played a part, just like Dwight Eubanks played a part, just like, you know, the Friends played a part. But Miss Lawrence also said during the live stream that they offered him a peach. Okay, they offered him a peach, and they came and looked at his condo and, you know, saw his fashions and everything. And he didn't feel, I guess they didn't feel that, you know, he was Housewives material, or that Atlanta was ready for a gay male housewife. Which was pretty interesting. What else did he talk about that was interesting? Oh, he did do a very good impersonation of Sheree Whitfield. Hold on, let me pull that up for you guys. It was really, apparently everybody on Discord finds it to be a key. Shout out to Radiance who put this in the chat. Lawrence does an impersonation of Sheree. Here it is right here. Carlos posted it. Like this video as y'all get in here, please, and thank you. Like this video.
To me one day, she said, hey, they're doing a show, you ever seen Real Housewives of Orange County? So they're trying to do something like that here. They want like me, Nene, Kim, Lisa. So they, I gotta have me. So I was thinking you could come on there with me, and you know, maybe you could do my hair, something like that. I said okay.
That was good. If you know Sheree personally, you know that he nailed it.
Yeah, he nailed it. He nailed it, honey. All that stuttering Sheree be doing, he certainly nailed it. But when he came on that first season and did Sheree hair, child, he didn't nail that though. See, Miss Lawrence, I didn't. Hold on, hold on. Let me see if I can find a little clip of it. I wanted to find season 1 when he did Sheree hair. And we was like, girl, that press and curl that Sheree had season 1 when Miss Lawrence did her hair. Child, but it did look good after that though. But that first season, it was a hot mess. I can't find no clip online. But salute to Miss Lawrence. I wonder if Miss Lawrence ever got his license back. See if I go down the rabbit hole and then people get mad at me because I go down the rabbit hole because there was this rumor going around Atlanta that that Miss Lawrence didn't have his license. Okay. First, they were saying Derek J and Miss Lawrence didn't have their license, but then Derek J actually showed his license, honey, and said that he had his. Okay. This was a whole big mess back then. I remember this, child, and this ain't got nothing to do with Derek because Derek got his stuff cleaned up. But I don't think Miss Lawrence ever did. I don't know though. I'm just all in the business. Look, Cassandra was messy and I was messy too for writing it, honey. Look, celebrity hairstylist Derek J responds to rumors he's unlicensed. But the original, let me see if I can find the original post. Here got the original one right here. Cause Derek J cleaned that up quick, but Miss Lawrence never said nothing. So we was like, did Miss Lawrence not? Here it is. Popular TV hairstylists are not licensed to practice in Georgia. Neither Derek J or Miss Lawrence was licensed to practice cosmetology in the state of Georgia. In fact, Lawrence's cosmetology license was suspended after he applied for a license reinstatement, and the board lead that he had been styling here in Georgia for years on an old expired license. The board suspended Lawrence's license for 2 years in accordance with a consent agreement that Lawrence signed last year. This was in 2030. This means he cannot style hair in Georgia until his suspension is lifted in 2013. So man, he probably got it back. This was in 2013. He probably got it back. And then they were saying Derek never had one, but then Derek said, "Hell nah, don't be putting me in that lie. Don't be putting me in that lie." Derek said, then Derek at her, "Can you tell your source to go to the state board and tell them to hurry up, honey? Because my app has been there since April." So Derek showed his, honey. Derek was like, "Don't play me." And I got my money. And I posted it on my site, honey. It said Lawrence, on the other hand, who fell out of former housewife Sheree Whitfield's good graces after her hair began to thin and shed under his care. Oh, that was shady. Oh, it did. See, this is what happens when I go in the archives. I be forgetting stuff. Oh, they said, oh, look at this. This is some shady stuff that was on Straight from the A back then. Sheree Whitfield had quit. She quit messing with Lawrence because her hair started falling out. Oh, there it is when she was getting that press and curl right there. It said one Atlanta housewife is rumored to have suffered quite a bit of hair loss recently. The fitness maven actually grew a nice grade of hair on her own, but she's known for her luxurious weave, styled and coiffed by her high-heel, purse-carrying male sidekick. But as of late, her weave has been a bit less luxurious. Word on the curb is that her male hairstylist wasn't the best at maintaining the locks below all of those expensive tracks, causing the hair beneath to damn near dread up and fall out. Said housewife is rumored to have been in tears at the realization that her real hair had broken off so badly that now weave is no longer merely a fashion accessory, but a requirement. Needless to say, due to her recent weave woes, the housewife cut ties with her stiletto rocking male road dog. Said hairstylist has wasted no time finding him a new reality show catastrophe to weave around town with, and his choice reportedly has a bit of beef with his former client. So there was that. I think he was hanging out with Marlo back then. That's when he started hanging out with Marlo. Anyway, let me go back. He fell out with Sheree, And it says, however, it's true, he's apparently barred from doing hair in the state of Georgia until March 2014. So apparently he might have gotten it back. I didn't do no research. Y'all can go do some research. I don't know if he's still doing hair or not, because Miss Lawrence is an actor, okay? An actor. I love the archives. Moving on, like this video, please and thank you. Like this video. That's all I got. I was just coming up here. Just, a little kiki on Saturday night. I went into the archives. Ain't no lies on Straight from the A, honey. You can go back into the archives and read it all yourself. Just go to the Googles, go to straightfromtheA.com and type it in, honey.